In my opinion, I've seen so much evidence to make me believe that David likely had something to do with this. It really is baffling that nothing has happened. It's also baffling that nothing has happened to his friends. There have been rumors suggesting that other people were involved in a potential murder, helping to conceal the body, or knew what was going on. Now, theories are circulating that everybody involved might have already fled the country. Perhaps the reason David hasn't faced justice is that he's already out of the country, out of any jurisdiction, and the cops are floundering, unable to make a move. Let's go over some backstory from a YouTuber named Sloan. 9 days ago, he posted a video called "The Truth About Celeste's Autopsy." Source close to the David investigation reveals what really happened. This breakdown circulated on the Celeste subreddit. Sloan claims his private resources close to David provided new information. Here's the summary from Reddit. 1. Sloan was contacted by an anonymous, vetted source connected to the LA County Medical Examiner's Office who had seen Celeste's remains. Their account contradicts both TMZ and LAPD reports. Celeste's remains arrived at the medical examiner's office in 3 separate garbage bags. One with her legs, another with her torso cut above the mid-thigh, and a third with her head and arms. This confirms decapitation and partial dismemberment. Multiple cut marks were observed on the bones, suggesting at least 3 different cutting tools were used, possibly a handsaw, an electric tool, and other unidentified instruments. Variations in force and cut patterns imply different people could have inflicted the cuts. Regarding freezing, TMZ claimed the body was partially frozen, but the LAPD and medical examiner deny it. The anonymous source insists Celeste was never frozen except for temporary preservation at the medical examiner's office. The remains were waterlogged and in advanced decomposition. Fingerprint identification was impossible due to decomposition. Identification was confirmed via dental records. A yellow metal chain bracelet was found with the head and arms, confirming some reports. Toxicology reports are pending, but the working theory leans towards overdose given no visible trauma. This suggests a lot of effort was made to conceal the body. Tools failed. Attempts were made to make it hard to find. Whoever was supposed to finish disposing of the body may have abandoned the effort. There are discussions about whether David's inner circle is involved. People speculate it may have been a 2-person or 3-person job. Some members of the group, like Asia Collins, may have fled the country, posting pictures in Norway. Rumors also suggest Neo might have left as well, possibly Japan. Legally, anyone subpoenaed must return or risk arrest. Extradition treaties vary. Some countries make it easier to avoid U.S. authorities, but most serious crimes eventually lead to capture. Non-extradition countries discussed include Cuba, Ecuador, Montenegro, Colombia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Nepal, and others, though the list is not exhaustive. David, however, appears to still be in the United States. Sources suggest he's following his lawyer's strict advice, staying under the radar, possibly at a secluded property, Airbnb, or with family. He is reportedly under investigation, but the authorities may be gathering evidence before making a move. Other members, like Neo, have deleted social media content, and it's unclear where they are. Asia, however, has been confirmed abroad. There are concerns about her involvement or knowledge of the crimes, possibly guilty by association, but no charges yet.
Theories surrounding videos like One More Dance suggest symbolic depictions of events. Actors in the video may represent David, Neo, and Celeste, showing events that mirror real-life allegations. This includes scenes that suggest transportation of a body and other disturbing imagery. In conclusion, the prevailing theory is that the main 3, David, Asia, and Neo, may have fled or are laying low, knowing they are under serious scrutiny. Evidence is still emerging, and much depends on grand jury proceedings and future investigations. Now, here's where it gets even more disturbing. People are connecting all the dots and noticing patterns in David's content. Social media posts, videos, and streams are being analyzed frame by frame. There are those who say the videos hint at premeditation, almost like David was documenting what was happening or planning it. Take the One More Dance video, for example. The actors supposedly represent real people, the woman resembling Celeste, the man resembling Neo, and a blindfolded figure representing manipulation. Some theorists suggest the red string tied to the goat is symbolic, a leash, control, or power over someone innocent. The goat is innocent, defenseless, and vulnerable, just like the victim. The imagery is chilling. People are saying David's use of symbolism wasn't subtle, it was calculated. Then there's the timeline. Videos suggest that something happened during a road trip, possibly where Celeste was killed or critically harmed, and then brought back to LA. In some clips, you can see a figure in a trunk, spinning the car around, and other disturbing reenactments. People are pointing out every single frame, questioning whether David intended for these videos to be clues or confessions. There are also new allegations about accomplices. Neo, though less public, is believed to have been close to David during these events. Some speculate he may have even been aware of or assisted in the planning. Asia Collins is confirmed abroad, but some believe she's guilty by association, knowing about David's actions and doing nothing. Every move they make seems scrutinized now, from travel posts to deleted content. The bigger concern is the lack of arrests. David, despite being the central figure, remains free. His attorney has advised extreme caution, staying off social media, avoiding public spaces, and keeping communications minimal. Some speculate this is PR damage control, while others think it's purely legal strategy. Either way, it buys time and keeps him out of immediate reach. Now let's talk about the authorities. The LAPD, the DA, and other investigators are reportedly keeping a close eye, but official statements are sparse. Evidence is being gathered methodically, but the complexity of this case is immense. Multiple jurisdictions, missing persons, online activity, and social media posts all add layers of difficulty. Some theories even suggest a Brian Laundrie scenario where a suspect disappears, leaving investigators scrambling. Could David be laying low, waiting for attention to die down, or for some legal loophole to emerge? The possibility can't be ignored. And with Asia in Norway and Neo rumored elsewhere, it's clear the inner circle is fragmented, which complicates things even further. At the heart of all this is the unanswered question: why hasn't the legal system moved faster? There's speculation about lack of cooperation, evidence delays, or even deliberate avoidance by key figures. Meanwhile, online communities dissect every post, photo, or video, creating a pressure cooker of public scrutiny. One thing is certain: the story is far from over. The grand jury proceedings, the potential subpoenas, and the investigation into David and his associates will likely reveal even more chilling details. The public will continue to speculate, theories will continue to emerge, and every move by David, Neo, or Asia will be under a microscope. This isn't just about one person anymore, it's about a network, a sequence of decisions, and a trail of evidence that has left many wondering how justice will ever catch up. The case is complex, disturbing, and evolving, and it's clear that nobody involved is entirely safe from scrutiny. As we wait for the next updates, it's important to remember, investigations are ongoing, evidence is being collected, and the story is far from over. Every video, post, or social media interaction could potentially shed new light on this chilling case. And now, as the dust settles and the public continues to piece together this twisted puzzle, one thing is painfully clear. The story of David, Neo, and Asia is far from over. Every post, every deleted video, every overseas trip, all of it feeds a narrative that the authorities are still entangling. And while online sleuths scramble for answers, the reality is chilling. The inner circle may have already left the country, leaving law enforcement to navigate a web of digital breadcrumbs, social media clues, and scattered evidence. We're watching a case where symbolism, social media, and real-life horror collide. From the shocking imagery in One More Dance to the videos of bodies in trunks, every detail seems designed to unsettle, confuse, and provoke. And yet, despite the gruesome nature of the evidence, despite the speculation, despite the public outrage, justice hasn't yet caught up. The grand jury will convene, subpoenas may be issued, questioning will happen, and perhaps the truth will finally surface. But until that moment, we're left with theories, rumors, and an unnerving sense that the full story is still being hidden in plain sight. One thing's for sure, this isn't a case that will be forgotten anytime soon. It's a dark reminder of how manipulation, secrecy, and online personas can intertwine with real-world horror. And for David, Neo, and Asia, every move they make is under watchful eyes. No post goes unnoticed, no trip abroad escapes speculation, and no action is free from scrutiny. So as we wait for the next chapter in this unfolding story, one thing remains certain: the internet will continue to watch, investigate, and question. And the hope is that, eventually, the truth will come out, for justice, for Celeste, and for everyone who has been touched by this chilling case. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and as always, keep your eyes open. Because when it comes to cases like this, the details matter, the evidence matters, and the story is far from over. And now, with all this information laid out, the big question remains: where do we go from here? Who will finally answer for what happened to Celeste? The authorities are undoubtedly working behind the scenes, digging into every detail, tracking every lead, and connecting every dot. But with key figures possibly outside the country, the path to justice feels more complicated than ever. Every new post online, every leaked clip, every cryptic comment from the inner circle only adds fuel to the fire. It's a mix of horror, intrigue, and disbelief that keeps people glued to the story.
From the shocking videos to the haunting details of the investigation, it's a case that seems straight out of a thriller, except this is real life, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the grand jury continues its work, subpoenas may be issued, and the world may finally get the answers it's been waiting for. But until that moment, we're left with theories, rumors, and an unnerving sense that the full story is still being hidden in plain sight. One thing's for sure, this isn't a case that will be forgotten anytime soon. It's a dark reminder of how manipulation, secrecy, and online personas can intertwine with real-world horror. And for David, Neo, and Asia, every move they make is under watchful eyes. No post goes unnoticed, no trip abroad escapes speculation, and no action is free from scrutiny. So as we wait for the next chapter in this unfolding story, one thing remains certain. The internet will continue to watch, investigate, and question. And the hope is that, eventually, the truth will come out. For justice, for Celeste, and for everyone who has been touched by this chilling case. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and as always, keep your eyes open. Because when it comes to cases like this, the details matter, the evidence matters, and the story is far from over. And now, with all this information laid out, the big question remains, where do we go from here? Who will finally answer for what happened to Celeste? The authorities are undoubtedly working behind the scenes, digging into every detail, tracking every lead, and connecting every dot. But with key figures possibly outside the country, the path to justice feels more complicated than ever. Every new post online, every leaked clip, every cryptic comment from the inner circle only adds fuel to the fire. It's a mix of horror, intrigue, and disbelief that keeps people glued to the story. From the shocking videos to the haunting details of the investigation, it's a case that seems straight out of a thriller, except this is real life, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the grand jury continues its work, subpoenas may be issued, and the world may finally get the answers it's been waiting for. But until that moment, we're left with theories, rumors, and an unnerving sense that the full story is still being hidden in plain sight. One thing's for sure, this isn't a case that will be forgotten anytime soon. It's a dark reminder of how manipulation, secrecy, and online personas can intertwine with real-world horror. And for David, Neo, and Asia, every move they make is under watchful eyes. No post goes unnoticed, no trip abroad escapes speculation, and no action is free from scrutiny.
All tell a part of the story. Analysts, Reddit detectives, and social media sleuths have been combing through every frame, every timestamp, trying to piece together exactly what happened. And the more they dig, the more disturbing the picture becomes. People are questioning, if David, Neo, and Asia really fled the country, why were they so careful about what was recorded? Why the elaborate rules around filming? The sprays, the precautions, the constant monitoring of cameras, all pointing to someone who knew the walls were closing in. And yet, here we are, still waiting for authorities to make their move. Let's not forget the victims, the real human cost behind all of this. Celeste, taken too soon. Her story buried under layers of secrecy and deception. Every new revelation about her condition, the dismemberment, the failed attempts to conceal the evidence, it's gut-wrenching. And every comment from insiders or leaked sources paints a picture of callousness and planning, of a plan that went horribly, horrifyingly wrong. And yet, even in all this darkness, the law still has a way of catching up. Subpoenas, extradition laws, grand jury proceedings, they may seem slow, but the machinery of justice, though delayed, is relentless. And while the alleged perpetrators might think they're safe overseas, there are very few truly untouchable places. Every country has loopholes, legal avenues, and yes, consequences for those who try to evade accountability. Meanwhile, the online world keeps buzzing, theories, sightings, and hot takes flying in all directions. Did Mio really go to Japan? Is Asia's Norway trip a cover-up or just a coincidence? Where is David really hiding? The questions are endless, and until the authorities give definitive answers, the speculation will only grow. And that's the haunting reality of this case. It's messy, it's chilling, and it's far from over. Every video, every post, every rumor could hold a clue, and the public is watching, waiting for the truth to finally surface. Because in the end, justice isn't just about arrests or convictions. It's about uncovering the truth, piece by piece, no matter how horrifying it may be. And as long as the world keeps watching, every move, every slip, every secret is being logged, analyzed, and remembered. The story of David, Neo, and Asia isn't over. And until it ends, the shadow of Celeste's tragedy hangs over every post, every comment, every theory, a stark reminder that the truth, no matter how buried, always fights its way to the surface.